Okay, we back. Okay, phew. Okay, we got to start over, chat. We got to start over. My bad. My bad, chat. We got to start over. Okay. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live. I'm sorry, round number 2 intro. We got to get it right, you guys. Thank you guys for being patient. I appreciate you guys for letting me know. Welcome back to Rants About Tech Live number 227. For this, what is it? Wednesday, Hump Day, December 17th. I'm your host, Rod, here in sunny Philadelphia, although it's cold. It's actually, the sun just went in. It's cloudy Philadelphia now. See how quickly it changed? My intro at first was sunny Philadelphia. Now the intro is cloudy Philadelphia. Despite popular opinion, it's not always sunny in Philadelphia. I'm your host, Rod. Like I said, here in sunny Philadelphia. I'm here with some of my good friends in the chat. I appreciate you guys for being here. You guys are the best. You're the best. Appreciate you guys for getting it popping early and often in the live stream. We got some things to talk about today. Now, listen, this is going to be a different Rants About Tech Live show, okay? This is going to be a different show. All we're doing today is testing, okay? That's all we're doing. No tech news, no eInk news. We're just testing real time the Kindle Color Scribe or Kindle Scribe Colorsoft, aka we got a lot of nicknames, but aka the ScribeSoft. Good morning, Oz. That's the first time seeing Oz. Good morning, Oz. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that today. So no tech news, no randos. Actually, we do got a bit of rando news. The only bit of rando news we got today, typically it's a lot, but the only bit of rando news we got today is the fact that orders are out. So if you've been waiting on your ceramic nib or your nib sleeve, as I'm calling them, from the site, those went out yesterday. Also, people testing the crystal nib should be getting their crystal nib soon. Those went out yesterday as well for about half the people. The other half I didn't have addresses for. I don't know how I don't have addresses for all you guys. I probably do somewhere. I got to do some digging, but so I got the addresses now. The rest of them that weren't sent out yesterday will go out today. So, yeah. So orders getting finalized. So we're doing good. What else we got today? And that was the only rando bit of news. What we're going to do today, though, you guys, what we're going to do is we're going to test the screen on the Scribe Colorsoft. So we're going to test the brightness of it because I know that it's darker than all the other devices here. And I talked about why a little bit in yesterday's live stream. Now, I think it was Dr. Ling. Either Dr. Ling or The Rock. I can't remember who. Dr. Ling or The Rock was like, hey, where are you getting information from? Now, I get my information from a few different sources. Now, this particular source, I'm getting my information from the Scribe for, saw the show and was like, no, you can't, you can't put out the information that I'm giving you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find a nice medium. Okay. I'm going to try to find a nice medium. I'm trying to find a way to give out the information without giving too much information so that I'm giving up the source that I'm getting the information from. So, it was both of us, I think. It could have been, definitely. So I'm gonna have to figure a way to do this without giving away too much. Rest assured, though, now regardless of the source of the information, right? You will see that the data bears out the results, right? So how we get there may be up for debate. We can debate that, at least until I get the okay for the information. But the results we can't debate, and that's what we're going to do here today. So we're going to test out the screen brightness today with the photospectrometer. Also, I'm going to answer a question from one of my viewers who asked me a question about the photospectrometer. They have their own photospectrometer, and they were trying to figure out a couple settings on it. We're going to talk about that today too. We're also going to test the roughness of the screen to see how that compares and stacks up against writing devices like the Note Air devices, and see how it stacks up against the other writing devices like the Remarkable devices. So we're going to do that today too. We're also going to get some macro shots. We already got, can we show a macro shot? We're also going to get to this at some point in the show. Where is it at? As well. I was giving away too much just then. You weren't supposed to see that. So we're gonna do that as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into the test. So that's the show today. We're just doing testing today. A little bit different. I got a lot going on. You guys. Let's get to the chat before we do that though. Let's get a DAF going. We have one sort of. We have a DAF of sorts. We'll see. I got the Excel spreadsheets up. We're gonna bring up. Actually, I gotta bring up one more spreadsheet, but we're gonna bring up the spreadsheets here. Where are we at? Drive. We're gonna bring up the spreadsheets for the screen brightness because I have other spreadsheets and other instruments that test other parts of the device. So we're gonna look at that as well. So I want to do roughness. Roughness tests. Bam. Okay, so we got that as well. Yeah, so we're gonna do a few things. All right. So we got the roughness test up, and we also have the brightness test up here. I wonder if I can get the whiteness test up as well. We're gonna get whiteness, even though that hardly matters right here. The brightness will be the brightness would be sufficient for that. So actually, we'll just stick with that. We'll just stick with that, chat. All right. So now, also know that there's an update for Remarkable. If you guys have opinions on that, let me know. Throw that in the chat. We can chop it up on that front too, because there was something I saw on the Remarkable update that I thought was interesting. I just don't remember what it was at this point. Just going through a whole bunch of stuff. Unreliable. LOL. You need the light box. The photo spectrometer, unreliable. I need the light box, no doubt. Dr. Ling, you're the best. You're the best. All right, let me give me an ink pen. Okay. All right. Just to say it now. This is my my Lammy with the crystal nib in it here. Now. Ceramic feels great on the Scribe Colorsoft. I can't explain it just yet. I gotta do some more research on that bit of tech there. But they do it feels great. It feels great with ceramic. It feels great with every material I've tested on. So it's great. All right. They introduced a sleep screens and improved on-screen keyboard. Okay. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. I can do that. I can do that. What piece of paper are you comparing against? I can compare it up against a piece of paper, but what I did was the numbers I have are compared. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's the roughness test, and we'll get to the roughness test. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is do a brightness test because I've been wanting to test the screen brightness for a minute here, and we haven't done that yet. We'll put that down there, and we'll get the. This is the photo spectrometer right here. This is what we're going to do the brightness test with. It's an industry standard tool to test brightness, surface brightness of materials. Reflectivity is really what it's testing, but AKA surface brightness of materials. This is what we're going to use to test it. So let's go ahead and grab this thing here. Now we're going to test it with the front light off, okay? That's how we're going to test it here. And just to give you a look, just to give you a quick look at where other devices fell on this list. Okay. These are other devices and their values. We got brightness up here. That's the first column right here is brightness. The other two columns are color shifts. So everything has a shift to a particular value, whether it's because nothing is, well, unless it's perfect white, then it doesn't have a color shift. But if it has a color shift towards the red or the yellow end of the spectrum, those numbers will tell us those things there. But the most important value is this right here, the brightness. And like I said, those are the values. The brightest screen I've tested so far is the Viwoods AI paper, but that's not a color device. The brightest color device I've tested would have to be the Remarkable Paper Pro Move, and we haven't put that on. We can even test that. We can test that as well. Oh boy, well, where are we at? Move. Okay. There we go. So we can also test that one to see what those values are, because I got a feeling that it's going to be the brightest color display for sure, without a doubt. All right, so let's get into the testing here. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Actually, and we're going to test the devices with the front lights off. Okay. This scribe here is, oh, I forgot. There we go. Okay. We're going to test this with the front light off here for the brightness test. Okay. And that's the color of this background here. Now, the background, we can't control the refreshing on the Scribe Colorsoft. So I can't refresh it to get a pristine background. The only way to really do it is to do something and let it get back to the point where it was. Okay, so we're going to test this background right here for brightness, because it's what the background would be, and it's just done a refresh right now. So let's go ahead and turn the machine on here. We're gonna let it calibrate before we do this. All right, we're gonna do a calibration real quick to make sure we're on point. All right, it's calibrating white, and now it's gonna calibrate black. Maybe you could swipe to a blank page of a notebook to refresh. Okay, I could try that, Dr. Ling. So we just calibrated here, so our calibration is all zeroed out. And before we do the test on here, I'll go to a different page. Okay, so it's all right. So I'm trying to like get it to go to a different page, but this is a one-page thing right here, this color chart, and I kind of want to keep it on the color chart. But rest assured, though, when I do this and you see it flash, it's just done a refresh. So we just made it refresh. So rest assured, it has just refreshed, and there is no front light on. So we're testing the brightness of the background of the actual bare screen without any front light. So let's go ahead and do that. And I have my instrument set up to test brightness already. So. And it does a pass of 5 tests, and it gives me the average of all 5 tests. All right, so we have a brightness of 55.06. So yeah, that's going to put it squarely below the lowest device we have on the list right here, which is going to be the tab, the Boox Tab Mini C. So it's even lower than the Boox Tab Mini C slightly. So let's go ahead and put the score in here for the Remarkable Paper Pro, or the what is it, the Scribe Colorsoft. So we're gonna go 55.06. So so you can see that it's definitely darker. Significantly darker than the Remarkable Paper Pro, slightly darker than the Note Air 4C, and slightly darker than the Tab Mini C, which was the worst on the list before this. So yeah, so we definitely have the worst brightness, screen background brightness of any device when judging this particular screen. Small thing really, but it does show up. It seems even more significant than the numbers would indicate, but I haven't used the Tab Mini C in a while either to kind of judge it against. So, but it's even worse than that. Let's go to the chat real quick. What we got? Piece of paper comment was sarcastic. Wow. I actually do. We have paper on here. I have the brightness of paper. Actually, the brightness of paper is not on this particular one. Let's see what we have here. Oh, just to show you guys, this is the list right here, and this is the actual brightness column right here. Higher numbers are better. Viwoods, top of the list. The Kindle Colorsoft is now at the bottom of the list. The bottom of the list used to be the Tab Mini C. But for color devices, it's the worst. The best color device, Remarkable Paper Pro. But I have a feeling that the Remarkable Paper Pro Move will beat the Remarkable Paper Pro. Less, I just love to trash talk the DAF, LOL. Oh, I see what you're doing. I didn't get it at first. Dr. Link. All right, let's go ahead and test the Remarkable Paper Pro Move, shall we? I mean, you guys want to do a testing spree? I have the Remarkable Paper Pro Move connected to my computer over there at my desk. It just sticks right to the side of the computer, and it just lives there and it's ready for me to take notes whenever I need it. Someone asked me if I use this device still a lot. I do, definitely. Let's go to a fresh page here because we can do that on this particular device, and we'll change it to be a blank template. So we got the Remarkable Paper Pro Move here. Let's see how this pairs. My guess is that the Remarkable Paper Pro Move is going to be the brightest device. Aaron, how's it going? You haven't missed much. We were just comparing the brightness. So the Scribe Colorsoft is the darkest color eInk device that I've tested so far. And we showed the list right here. We haven't done much, bro. We haven't done much at all. But anyway, now we're testing the Remove because I realized I haven't tested it. It's the only color device I haven't tested yet. Actually, I need to test the Penstar eNote Pro. That has to happen too. But in the event, let's go ahead and get to a blank template here. All right, we got the blank. I love this screen. This screen is so nice, man. Color or not, I love this screen. Anyway, so we can't refresh, but we can, go to a different page and then bam, now we're at this page right here. So I'm not sure if that does a refresh. I know it does localized refreshing. Anyway, the point is we got a fresh screen here to test it on. And we could actually just turn it off. Bam, there we go. We can just turn the device off and we have a fresh screen. All right, so let's go ahead and test the Remarkable Paper Pro Move. See what we got. Oh, you guys can't see the outcome here. Maybe you can see the outcome of it. Okay, yeah, you can. 64.40. I knew it. I knew it was going to be the highest. I mean, there was not a question in my mind. 64.40 for the Remarkable Paper Pro Move for screen brightness. It is definitely the brightest color device I have. Where are we at? 64.40. So yeah, 64.40. I mean, it's brighter than the Paper Pro, Remarkable Paper Pro. I knew that was going to be the case. I thought it would be significantly brighter, but I mean it's marginally brighter. Marginally brighter. Let's go ahead and put these in order. Oop, that was the wrong order. Oh, what happened? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and put the numbers back in. 64.40. All right, there we go. Can we now can I organize this? Oh, it won't. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. So 64.40, we got the remove here. Beating out all the color devices. All the color devices are at the bottom of the list. I mean, as to be expected, right? Yeah, but edging up on the brightness of the Nomad, though. I mean, it's still way lower than the Nomad, but, you know. Let's go to the chat. I think a quick power cycle on the Remarkable gets you a refresh. A power cycle? Well, the thing is, if you turn the device off, then there's nothing on the screen, right? You're just seeing the bare screen for brightness, which is why I like the blank screensavers. I haven't been able to find a blank screensaver for the Scribe here. But regardless, I think we're good on that testing because it had just done a refresh, and so we were seeing the pristine screen without any artifacting on that test. So so what we have is basically what I thought it was going to be. You know what though? Let's get the Penstar eNote Pro. I mean, really, while we're at it, again, the display is off, and so if we want to test the brightness, we can just find a non-marked part of the screen to test because it's not showing anything on the screen there, and it's off, so we don't have to worry about any ghosting or artifacting. But just what do we got here? Is that a common assumption? Am I making the wrong assumption here, chat? I mean, is that a reasonable assumption to make about eInk displays for the power off display? To assume that there would be no artifacting and ghosting going on to hinder any measurements that might be going on. You guys let me know how you feel about that. All right, so let's go here. And I got my little meter. See right here, there's a little hole that you can put things at to kind of pinpoint what you want to test, the area you want to test. So you can see exactly what's there. By power cycle, I meant tapping the power button twice. Oh, let's check that out. Let's see what that does. Not really. On my device, I can sometimes see the previous dock when I put it to sleep. Okay, thanks for that info, Duroc. So I'm going to turn it on. And then hit the power button twice. Oh, you just mean turn it off and turn it back on. Okay, I got you. Yeah, we had just done a refresh on there. And that would have been the same thing that we kind of forced it to do while just going to a different I think we pulled up the menu and went back out and we saw it do a full refresh. So that's basically the same thing. But with this, I'll do a refresh though. I'll turn it on and do a refresh before I test the screen here. I've never noticed that issue when I turn a device off that there will be still remaining ghosting. I do like the color on the Penstar eNote Pro, though. I mean, I think I've mentioned that a few times, but I do like the color on it. All right, so just to give you another look at the brightness chart here that we're collecting data on. I don't know. Whoops. There we go. But yeah, so this is how the devices are shaking out right now, and this is the brightness column right here. I should probably bold that. There we go. All right, so the screen is up here for the eNote. And what we'll do is we'll go into a notebook and we can force a refresh on this device. So that won't be an issue. Okay, so we got a fresh page here. I'm gonna force a refresh. And then we'll do the test. Oops. Let's make sure the front light is off because the front light is on right now. And it was only on 3, but man, this front light is so powerful on this eNote Pro. It's so powerful. Let's do another refresh. It is so powerful. Okay. All right, here we go. And I don't know what to expect from this, to be honest with you guys. I don't know where this is going to fall on the spectrum of devices at all. I know I like the colors, but the brightness I've never been sure on. So the brightness is 56.95. So that puts it, let me close this up real quick. 56.95. Let me get over here. 56.95 for the eNote Pro. Okay, so and what is that? Where are we at here? Okay, so 56.95. We're above the Note Air 4C. Okay, and below the Remarkable Paper Pro. So it's the best for a is it 9.5? So it's the best for a non-Kaleido or a non-gallery device. So it's the best out of the Kaleido devices for brightness. The Penstar eNote. That's interesting. Good colors, probably the best colors. I got to find a way to test. Well, I know how to test colors on here, but I got to find a way to present it to that it would matter to eInk consumers. But I'm going to start testing the color as well. But as far as the screen background brightness goes, the eNote Pro is got really good colors and, you know, the brightest Kaleido background that I've tested so far. What else could we test, you guys? You guys want to know where the Palma 2 stacks on this list? Not really. On my device, I can sometimes say, okay, we got this. I'm using the Move right now. Says Aaron. The Move is great. Missing the first brightness measurement of the Color Scribe. Color Scribe. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have copied the other 2 measurements too, but I'll get those later. Those are just color shift measurements, but yeah, I can definitely just get those later. Let's take a look at the since we're talking about color devices, we're gonna go ahead and test the Palma 2 Pro. Since we're looking at color devices here, let's go ahead and take a look at it and see where it stacks up. I'm really surprised that the eNote Pro is such a good screen. I mean, I knew their last screen was good. I didn't like the feel of it. You know what I mean? But I knew it was a good screen, though. Let me just turn this device on here. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. I've been really loving the Palma 2 Pro too, you guys. Just to put that out there, I've really been liking the device. Let's see, what can we get into? Let's just go into a note and go to a clear note and refresh like we did with the other device here. Would you go to a blank page here? Create, and my refresh is the gesture to slide in from the left. So that's my refresh. So we just did a refresh. And we're going to test to see the screen brightness. Oh, what the heck just happened? Oh, the magnets in this is interfering with the actual device. So maybe I have to turn it a different way. Maybe I'll turn it this way. Let's do a refresh and turn it this way. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make sure that there's no front light on because it looks like there's a front light. Yep. The front light was on just a little bit. Okay. All right. No front light. And we'll do a refresh. Perfect. All right. So this should be interesting. Now, I would imagine and would think that this is going to fall. somewhere below the Note Air 4C, but above the Tab Mini C. Whoa. Holy cow, this screen is bad. Yeah, this takes the cake. This is the worst. As far as brightness goes, holy. We got a 47.19 for the Palma 2 Pro. I'm going to go ahead and get these other measurements while I'm here too. Although, wow, this score right here, now I'll explain this score to you guys. But man, this is an impressive score, and I'll explain why here in a second. But the negative 0.93 and the negative 0.64, those are the best scores I've seen for color shift yet. What that means is that there's hardly any color shift on this screen. It's the closest to having no discernible color shift from white. So it's not bright, right? It's not the brightest. But I mean, as far as when it comes to color shifting, there is no color shift here. That's really impressive. Because you can look at, oh, actually, I'm sorry. Here we go. There we go, you guys. So these are the numbers here. So we got the Palma 2 Pro at the worst for, let's go ahead and filter this. It's the worst for color devices. It's the worst for any device as far as brightness goes. And brightness just measures how bright the background display is, how reflective it is, how much light gets reflected off of that surface back to your eye. And only 47.19% of the light that's shown onto this device by ambient light gets reflected back to your eyes. That's not good. That's not good. But these numbers right here, these two numbers right here are really good. These are the color shift. This first one is the color shift from green to red. It almost has no color shift from green to red. You can look at these other devices and see how much of a color shift they all have comparatively, right? This is almost nothing compared to those. Same with the yellow, the blue and yellow color shift we're here. Very minimal shift for the blue and yellow. Very neutral display. Yeah, the most neutral display I've come across. So it has some redeeming factors. No, you didn't miss the Scribe video, Aaron. It's not out yet. That Scribe video, come hell or high water, will be out today. You guys, I obsess over videos way too much. Okay, when you guys see it, you're gonna be like, he did way too much on this video. When you see it, that's what you're gonna think. He did way too much on this video. He did not need to do this. Okay, just give us your opinion on the device. Show us some nice images so we can see how it looks and call it a day. I want to do that. I want to make those types of videos, chat. I do. The problem is, I can't. Okay, when I go to do that, I just do other stuff. My fingers and brain go different directions. It's wild. But anyway, back to here. Someone screen grabbed that. Rod said he loved the Palma. Truly, end of days. Well, I really do like it because it just connects you. It connects me to my work. You know what? When I'm out and talking to people about stuff, it just gives me a way to show and explain things that I would not normally have to do because this is either in my pocket or in my bag. You know what I mean? It's a better Tab Mini C in that way. Yeah, this totally replaced the Tab Mini C for me. But it's my business device. It's like my work phone. I love it. It's great. The writing experience is trash, okay? Don't get me wrong. The writing experience is trash. They need to do better. And I should make a video talking about that. But I haven't done it yet. So moving on. All right, so that is the devices that I'm going to test here. If you guys want to see more testing, maybe I'll do a live stream just going through all the tests that I do, and we'll do a live stream testing, and I'll collect my data that way on live. We'll do like I said, a live, testing live stream. But anyway, as you can see here, the Scribe Colorsoft has not the worst, but as far as Kaleido 3 devices that are not the Palma 2 Pro, it has the darkest display of all of them. What else we got here? Oh, roughness. Let's check out the screen roughness here. Now, when we talk about roughness, I have this chart here, and I haven't tested all the devices yet, but I've tested quite a few. Now, this roughness test is letting you or giving you an indication of what kind of friction you're going to get from the writing surface. All right. So I have up here the Mead College Rule paper. This is a regular, you can buy this in any store, Mead College Rule paper. This is the roughness of that paper. Okay. So it's at 2.398 on the RA scale. And the RA scale is the roughness coefficient scale. It is the standard for measuring roughness in industries that measure roughness. Okay, so I didn't create this. I'm taking industry standards, testing the devices, and showing you the measurements I get, and ranking up and measuring them against each other. Okay, that's as simple as it should be in every case. Now, what are we gonna do? What device we got here? Oh. So this is the device we're gonna use for that, and I talk about this device a lot, but we'll mention it again here. Oh, I got too many things on the desk over here. Okay, but we'll mention it again here. So this is the device here. It's a RA tester, roughness tester. Industry standard device, takes industry standard measurements, collects industry standard data, and then I industry standardly show them to you. It's a good time. But as I always do, I'm going to calibrate it to show you guys that this thing is working and that it works properly and gets correct readings. So let's go ahead and take all of this out and put that back in. And we don't need this anymore, so let's sit this over here. All right, so sit this right there. This is the calibration slab right here. And this is the calibration plate that I'm going to test. Now, this calibration plate should measure out at a roughness of 1.56. And you guys can see that there, right? RA equals 1.56. So when it's measured, that is the measurement that it should get. Put it this way. All right, so we got that in there. We're just going to go ahead and get the needle out of here. Now, this needle is, it's a diamond tipped needle that rubs against the surface and lightly rubs up against the surface and takes measurements. So it's not going to scratch the surface to any meaningful degree, just enough to read some topography. Oh, you like that? You didn't think you was going to hear topography on a tech channel talking about eInk devices, did you? You come to the right place. If you're liking the content, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We do this all the time, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. Typically, we talk about some tech news at the top of the show before we get into deep dives like this, but today is an exception, okay? Today's an exception. So let's go ahead and lightly put this device on here so we can get a measurement. Bam, bam. Turn her on. All right, now I have my measurements set up here to take standard measurements, and I use these settings on all devices, so it's standard and what do they call that when everything's the same? Chat, help me out. You guys know what I'm talking about. So all the same settings for all the devices I'm testing, but we're just trying to get a standard. We should get a reading of 1.56 on this, okay? So that's the point. So we're going to go ahead and get a reading. All right. So we got 1.56. There we go. So we got 1.568 to be exact, but 1.56, and that's what we should get there. So the device is reading properly. It's taking really good readings, and we should be able to get a good roughness reading from this device here and kind of test it against other things. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just wipe the screen off real quick. The towel here, I'm just going to give it a quick wipe so there's no debris on it that's going to hinder the reading right here. All right. Now, what we're trying to see is where it stacks up against other devices, okay? So let's before we take the reading, actually, let's take a look at other devices here. So like I said, paper is at 2.398. The roughest device I've tested so far is going to be the Remarkable Paper Pro here. I have to go back and collect my data on what device this is. I accidentally deleted that like a few weeks ago, and I probably could tell what device it is. It's not the Viwoods. I thought it might have been the Viwoods. Man, I don't know what device that was now. But I'm gonna go back and do my testings and match that number up with a device. But the roughest device I have on record here is the Remarkable Paper Pro. It might have been the Remove that was even rougher than the Pro. Because I don't have the Remove up here. But anyway, this is where they all stack up. Okay, so we're gonna see where this device stacks up in roughness to these devices I have on this list right here. So let's go ahead and test. Let's go ahead and test the. Oh boy, that's what I did. Okay, so let's go ahead and test the Scribe Colorsoft here for roughness and see where we end up here. We'll turn it this way. Calibrated, says The Rock. Yeah. Well, what do you consider calibrated? When I say it's calibrated, that means if I have a surface that says it's a certain roughness and my device tests it and says that yes, it is indeed that roughness, then that means my device is calibrated to work and get proper readings. Oh, this was weird. That was weird. Huh. Oops. All right. Can I go back out? There we go. There we go. That was a weird reading right there. That was a super weird reading. Let me test something else. Oh wow. Okay. So well, that was a weird reading, but it kind of is what it is. Because now that I'm looking at the chart here, I'm seeing that would put it above the Boox Go 7 and the Tab Mini C. So let's go ahead and throw that in there. We got the Scribe Colorsoft with the RA roughness of 0.396. Okay, so now that puts it. Let's take a look here. That puts it. All right, so there we go. So that puts it above the Boox Go 7. That puts it right below the Boox Note Air 4C, and that no it ain't not right below it. That's far below it. So it's definitely a glass surface because these other devices here that's on this list, they all have glass surfaces. So that would be the reason why they're all really low right here. When you get above the Scribe Colorsoft into the Note Air 4C and the Penstar eNote 2, these devices all have writing films over them. Okay, so I keep saying that the Scribe Colorsoft display feels not like glass, even though they say that it's molded glass, and that could be because this confirms that it is glass, okay, because it has the reading of glass. So this is glass, but it's treated in some kind of way that gives it a little bit friction, as you can see here in the numbers. It just has a tad bit of friction here on this device. above what the Go 7 has, which is a bare screen. So like I said, it adds some friction to it. So it has something there, not a lot, but something. And it's far below the Note Air 4C. So Note Air 4C 0.625, the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft 0.396. So basically 0.4. So we're looking at about a 25-30% difference. Maybe a 40% difference. But the point is, it's a little bit rougher than normal glass screens, and but nowhere near as rough as the writing surfaces that these companies put on their ink devices who want writing surfaces. So interesting stuff. This is very interesting. I like this. All right, so what else we got here? As far as where this compares on the list to all the devices, I think it's, it makes sense. It makes sense where it falls there. What else we got in the chat? No, you were searching for the word of why you were using that sample glass to calibrate. Yes, thank you. So RA is the average difference in profile height of a surface. Important, but not full story for haptics. Another measure would be the friction coefficient. Will explain why Scribe isn't higher on list. I agree with that, DeRock, but the problem is with the friction coefficient is there are so many values. There are too many variables in that test, right? For the friction coefficient, you have to know the angle, you have to know the pressure, you have to know the friction of the material and the surface, right? So a lot of variables go into play in the friction coefficient, which is why I don't use that. This one right here, you're right, doesn't tell the full story, but it's a uniform story I'm telling across all devices, and it does give you an indication of the topography of the surface of these devices. Not perfect, but certainly way more doable than the friction coefficient. You just need too much information that I wouldn't have the ability to collect, right? I have the ability to collect this, though. Yep, you're right, DeRock. Yeah, a lot of areas where all those impact writing experience. 100%. I totally agree with you. It's just a measurement that I would not be able to take. Is all it really is. It's too many things involved that I wouldn't be able to account for. Interpower says, do you know what the old Scribe readings were? No, I don't know what the old Scribe readings were. I have a friend. I'm sending him my Remarkable 2. He's in the chat crew right now. He could send me his Scribe to test, to get some measurements off of if he's feeling charitable. I'm looking at you, Aaron. 2530 Media. If you guys don't know, good content over there. Go subscribe. By the way, we got 33 people here. If you liking the content, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I do normal videos too, you guys. I don't just do live streams. I have a normal video coming out today on the Color Scribe. The Scribe Color. Or the ScribeSoft. All right, so moving on. Yeah, so these are the tests. Let me go ahead and put this away so I don't damage my diamond tipped. My diamond tipped. I'm probably gonna do a live stream where we just do testing, you guys. That would be a cool live stream. Let me put this away and then we'll continue. We'll go to the macro testing after this, right? We'll take some macro shots. But I think that would be a cool live stream. Do a live stream, go through all the devices I have, make sure I've collected data on all of them. And then we'll talk about, and maybe on that live stream, we can also talk about how I can better collect data on color. Because and ghosting, right? And black and white data. I have the machines that can do it. How to put that into something that makes sense to us is a whole different story. But let me go ahead and continue putting this away. I got sidetracked. I get sidetracked easily, chat. But these devices have come in super handy as far as being able to talk about these. Like, we can talk about these devices in a way right now that we would never be able to talk about them if not for being able to take measurements like this. And if you guys want to support independent work like this, super thanks. Super chats. You know what I'm saying? Go to rantabouttech.com. We got t-shirts. We got ceramic nibs over there. And we got ceramic nib pins on sale too. So support. That's the way you do that. You find some value, show some value, give some value back. You know what I'm saying? Give some value back. Well, I clumsily put away my instruments. Clumsily. Oh, I didn't even do this right. Oh boy. Chat, I'm not. Oh, there it is. I'm not good at this. I'm good at using them. I'm not good at being organized or putting them away though. I'm getting better. It's a work in progress. All right, I think I did good. I think I got it. I think we got everything put away. Perfect. Listen, this thing costs a lot of money, and that diamond tipped needle will just get damaged if you look at it the wrong way. No one wants that. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is talk about the macro shots, right? Let me go ahead and put this machine away too. I don't want anything to happen to my photo spectrometer. That would be terrible as well. Okay, now we got all the instruments put away. Well, I'm sorry. We have a camera that's an instrument. We got one last instrument to talk about, and that's the macro lens on the camera I'm using right now, just so we can take a look at the screen, right? There was a gentleman who asked me about taking a look at the screen, and with a microscope or some kind of macro lens. I only have a macro lens. I don't have a microscope to do that with, but we do have color charts on these devices. So let's go ahead and take a look. I do have a color chart on it. We're gonna bump the brightness up into a respectable level here. What are we gonna put it at? Let's put the brightness at I usually like it at like 14. Well, actually 7? No, we'll go to 14. All right, we'll put the brightness at 14. The brightness on the Note Air 4C, because this is what the device we're gonna kind of compare those two things up against. The brightness of this is going to be at 24. Maybe it should be down a little more. There we go. What do you guys think? That's about a fair brightness level. We're at 18 on the Note Air 4 on the Note Air 5C, and we're at 14 on the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft. So I hate saying that. The ScribeSoft. I think that's comparable. You guys let me know if I'm being unfair. Duroc says, you're doing great work on analytic comparison between devices. Kudos, amigo. I appreciate that, Duroc. That means a lot, man. Really do appreciate that. Here we go. So, like I said, you guys let me know if I'm being unfair with the brightness, but I think that was a fair assessment of the brightness. Let's go ahead and look at the Note Air 4C. We're gonna do a refresh here. Where can I go here? Mac. All right, can you guys hear me now? My bad. We lost audio for a second. We lost audio for a second, but we should be good. We should be good now. You guys let me know. Oh, wow. And lots of crazy things happened just now. Oh, wow. Okay. You can hear me now. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go back over to the macro. We'll take a look at some more macro stuff. All right. I should have audio, so we should be good with the audio, you guys. Now, we're taking a look at the Note Air 5C here. We're taking a look at the green square on the, this is what we're looking at though. We're looking at this color chart right here under a macro lens. And we're going to take a look at this area right here, the green and the blue area right here. Okay, that's what we're going to take a look at. Oh. All right, so this is a refresh I just did, and we're looking at that green and the two blue squares there with the red. And that's kind of where we are. So I'm going to look at the same spot on the Scribe Colorsoft to see how it's displaying the same scene here. I wonder if I can get down a little further. Nope, this is as far down as I can go with this. All right, there we go. Okay, so this is where we are on that. And this is what it looks like. The lines you're seeing right there is the color filter. And those little specks you see are the different color, and we can't really see, I can't really get down close enough to see the individual color pixels there, but you can clearly see the filter layer though. All right, let's go ahead and see how the Scribe Colorsoft handles that. That's the Node Air 4C. That's normal Kaleido. Let's see if this if the Scribe Colorsoft mimics the Kaleido. And I'm going to try to do a refresh here by pulling the, well, we'll show this on screen here. I'm gonna try to do a refresh before I do that by pulling the menu down here and then letting it do its own refresh there. As you can see, it's not perfect. It still has some things going on there. But without a way to manually refresh. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Turn the power off and turn it back on. Okay, there we go. All right. Thank you for that. I forgot who that was. Was that Dr. Ling? But let's go back to the macro shot here. And we'll go to the same spot. And I'll tell you if I see anything different. Because I haven't done this test with, whoops. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. So on the top left, we have, well, to be honest, right now, what I see off the rip, just looking at it, they look the same as far as the color filters. But what I will say is, if you look at the top left and the green there, I'm gonna leave this here for a minute to see if the resolution settles. But you can see individual dots. Am I wrong? You can see individual dots on this filter, whereas the other filter just looked like lines. Now we're at the same distance, the same magnification. They're at the same distance off the desk. So as far as the perceived angle and perception is, they're the exact same angle and distance. So it should look the same if they're the same. But I can see definite individual dots that make up the filter on the Colorsoft here. Yeah. Could you also macro the remove or maybe focus a bit too? Yeah. This is autofocus. So this is, I mean, if I were to try to focus this myself, it wouldn't be good. But this is autofocused, so I think it does a really good job. But let's go ahead and take a look. I'm gonna go back to the Node Air 5C again to show you what those lines look like at the same spot on the color chart. Okay, so I just did a refresh. You see how it looks a little bit more muffled, right? And not as defined. Like you can discern them, but not to the degree you could on the Colorsoft. Unless let me just do a refocus here just to make sure we're getting the best. Yep, that was. We brought the exposure up, but it looks the same. So, all right, under the same exposure. Right after a refresh. So we got the brightness up a little bit more, so we can kind of see it a little bit better. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. This is the capsule placement looks to be way more precise on here, in my opinion. You can make those little capsules out, those little dots out for the filter layer, and it just looks like way more precision, way more precise. I could be wrong. Oh, absolutely. Look at the black bars. Look at all right, let me get to the same spot. Look at the black bars. Yeah, look at the black bars here. Nothing looks as precise. And let me move the camera here a bit, see if I can get it to focus. Nope, it's just defocusing. Nope, that didn't help it either. Yeah, this is. Let me move it back here a little bit. Okay, that helped the focus a little bit there. There we go. They helped the focus a bit. All right, so never mind. Okay, that clearly is a difference between the height of the two devices. So that came into focus. But look at the black bars. That's still relevant. It's still not precise where the colors meet the black bars there. Not as precise. Yeah, as soon as you get this under the microscope, you see how much more precise things look, not as muddled. I don't know. It could be the saturation of the color layer as well. Lots of things could be going on here, and lots of things can be true at the same time of this particular tech. But there is a definite difference there if you look at where the colors meet the black bars, how they handle that. I'm looking back and forth, you guys. My bad if it's uncomfortable for you, but I'm seeing this for the first time, so I'm kind of like wowed by it a little bit. Let me get to the same spot here. There we go. This is the Note Air 5C. They are handling it different though. Without a doubt, they're handling it how they handle the color layer differently. All right. Let's go ahead and look at someone asked about the Remarkable Paper Pro Move. Let's look at the Remove here. I have the same color chart on the Remove. Let's pull that up here. I think I do. What? I don't? Okay, I clearly do not. Oh, I thought I did. Oh, yeah, I do. There we go. Okay, so there's the refresh right there. And let's throw this under here. Oh boy. Let's here we go. Okay. Yeah, this is way different. So I've done a video with this right here before. This is the Remarkable Paper Pro Move right here under the macro lens, and we're seeing what the actual pigment looks like for this device. So this is the same 4 squares that I've been showing on all the other 2 devices there. Let me see if I can yeah. Yep. So they handle things very differently, right? Very differently. Let me go right here to calibrate the camera. There we go. All right, let's get back up here to the colors. They handle it very differently. There we go. Right there. Oh boy. All right, same 4 squares right here. They definitely handle it very differently though. There we go. I don't know. It looks different like from far away, right? Than it does close up. Like it's going to have a different effect. But that's it. So no real big, like not right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to record Remarkable using dithering heavily on Gallery 3 to keep refresh speed as high as they can. They deploy a lot of techniques for that screen. Hanson says it looks a lot cooler. Yeah. You could definitely see it here. PPI on Gallery is resolution 3 for some color. Yeah, the lower resolution on for the color on the Gallery is just, you can see it. Yeah. But that was all I wanted to show today. I wanted to collect those. So just take a look at the numbers again. These are the numbers we got for. Get that out of there. These are the numbers that we got for roughness and how all the devices stacked up for writing surface. And these are the numbers for the brightness test that we took. These are how the devices stack up for brightness, and that's this column right here. Viwoods leading the pack there. I haven't tested the device. Maybe the Max would beat it. We're going to get that in here pretty soon and test out the Max against the Viwoods AI paper. Maybe even maybe that AI Note could beat it. Who knows? A printed page to see which ones mimicked. Oh, you know what? That would be. I have this. I mean, we could take a look at this. I mean, this is a color chart right here. Not the exact same one, right? But having a printed one of these that's the same thing as what I have on the devices would be kind of cool. I'll see if I can get that printed out. I'm in the market for a printer too, so that'll be perfect. I'm definitely in the market for me a reasonable printer. That would be cool. That'll be cool. All right, I think that's it. You guys. Let's get the outro music going. Thank you guys for joining me. That's going to be the show for today. Like I said, this wasn't a normal show. This was just me trying to get some data out there that I said I was going to do that today, so I did it today. And I've been working really hard on some other stuff, so I wasn't really as into what happened in the tech news today. But I also wanted to get to some of those updates, but we'll get to all the updates in tomorrow's show. So if you're an eInk enthusiast and you want to talk about updates that have been happening in the last week or two, we're going to talk about those on tomorrow's show. Maybe we'll get into some other tests that I come up with for the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft as well. Thank you guys for being here. Rants About Tech, give me a like if you'd like. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We do this Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. So, yeah, consider joining us. Thanks to the chat crew for being here. I appreciate you guys. We got Mitchell here. We got Aaron as well. We also got Sheik was here. We got Dr. Lin, the Rob, Harm, Rob was here. Who else we have here today too? Christina Ray, thanks for being here. Yeah, Alex, thanks for being here. So I appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow on tomorrow's show. Until then, take care. Where is it at? Top down. Where is my... Oh, chat, I turned off my main camera, but I wanted to come back and say thank you, Sheik, for the super thanks, and also thanks for the ink recommendation, Epson inkjet. I'll try that. All right. Till next time. Peace.